Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. This is your African auntie in diaspora welcoming you warmly. I have a bit of cold. I've had it for the last 1 week, so my voice is somehow not so clear, and you can hear it from my nose. So bear it with me. My last topic was challenges facing the children in puberty or adolescence. Today I'm going to talk about the strategies on how parents can deal with these challenges. Number one, the parents have to provide an environment which is very calm for these children at this stage or in puberty. A lot of conflicts doesn't have much. The parents have to also try and find out much about their friends and try to understand. But there's a point that when parents did not start from the beginning to welcome their friends, then it can happen that at this stage it becomes very difficult to know what they're doing outside. And that is sometimes happens when parents are criticizing their friends and always saying this friend is not good, this friend is not good for you, but without giving an alternative how to make good friends. Number two, it's a time that most of these young people are forming their identity, and this is really complicated in diaspora because there is no village, there is no family members or extended family who are there to support or to bring to spend time with them when the parents are working. So in most cases you find that parents is only there relying on the schools and the daycare, and these children are always very much alone in certain countries where they are not going to full-time school, where school finishes at maybe 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. And in general, the parents work a lot, that there is no time also to spend with friends. That is number two. Number three, the community has no platform in diaspora to mentor these children in this stage or at this stage of puberty. There is no this large community which one can rely on as a parent and say, okay, I'm not there, and my friend will maybe pick up my child from school, go with them, do something with them, or spend time with them. This is not possible. You take the children, school, home, and the parents also should try and reflect on their own puberty. How was your own puberty? How was it with your parents? What did you do? How did you communicate with each other? What activities did you do? Was there something like that? Was there communication? So all these help us to really reflect and to support our children. Because there's no community, and the society tells them this, the parents tells them the other way around this, and they get confused at this stage, and so they try to experiment with different things, and if this doesn't work, they experiment with another thing. It could be bad friends, it could be alcohol, it could be smoking, it could be anything which is probably damaging, that they don't tell their parents what they're doing outside there. So that is also to see that the parents are involved in the activities, but because in diaspora you must have activities for your children to keep them away from bad influences or bad friends. It's very, very difficult because, as I said before in the challenges, the friends are powerful. If they have friends, whether you like those friends or not, they don't care. They will spend time with those friends when you're working, when you also don't have time. So those are some tricks. And at this stage, they love to be spoiled, to be invited for dinner, to go and do some excursions. They really enjoy that because most of the Western world children, they are used to doing those things. So when they meet, they will be talking about them, about what they did over the weekend, what they did during the school holidays, and if they're not doing anything, then it can come to a point where some of the children, they create stories and lie. I had children who created wonderful stories on what they did, but it was not true because they want to fit in, so they just create some fairy tales just to impress their friends or impress their teachers. That or to show that they're also doing something at home, or they also have extra curriculum activities at home. I want to stress on communication. Communication is really, really important to stay in communication with the adolescents, because without really getting to communicate with them and to try to understand them, they will hide everything from you and you will not know what they are doing outside there. The next time you only meet problems, or the authorities writing you letters and complaining about what your children have done, or you are irresponsible, or you are neglecting your children, and all these things. So try to stay in communication with them and spend time with them. Time is the most important. As I said, do activities with them. Another thing which is very, very important, which you can support your children with in puberty, is to find a mentor for them, or to support them to have a purpose in life. If they discover their purpose in life, then their identity is going to be formed, and they are not going to have so much conflict within the family. Because if they have so much conflicts within the family, then they will, as I said, they will look for some they will experiment with other things outside there just to keep away from the family. So that's why the environment has to be really conducive for the children. The environment has to be really calm for children at this stage, because that's when they start dodging you as a parent. You come in, they go. You come in, they go, because the environment is toxic. And I think if the community can support each other and try to really have, for every child, have a mentor, it would be a good thing. So as I said, every child should have a mentor, but the mentor should just be there to facilitate, but not to tell them what to do. The mentor should be there to guide them and to work out programs or plans with them, what they want to do, what they want to experience, but not to tell them what to do. Because if you tell them what to do all the time, then they will not be creative enough to withstand this period, which is full of pain and full of pain and searching for their identity. So the idea here is that they have to experiment a lot, and but with guidance. That is the most important. And as I said, do activities with them, because that's the time they will tell you a lot of things that are going in their mind. They will talk to you about friends, because when the atmosphere is good, then they will be free to talk. Focus more on talking to them, and focus more on extra activity with them and spending time with them, even if it's just once a week, but it has to be quality time that they will remember, that they will talk about it. And a tip from me, at this stage, they love going out, eating, going to the cinema, going to the art, swimming, extra activity. And unfortunately, in the Western world where we live, it costs money, but you have to invest in them, because otherwise it's going to be really difficult for the adolescents to even talk among their be with their friends, or get friends, because they can't tell anything they're doing. They're always there. Another point which is very important that many parents, especially the parents in diaspora, sometimes don't take serious, is the racism in this, or in the Western world. And it's very, very latent. It's very, it's not open. So when your child comes home and tell you that they were discriminated in school, or somebody said something which was racist, from my experience, I will tell you, go and confront the school and talk about it, and let the teachers know about it, and make sure they take action, because this is really, really damaging for these children at this stage. That is not only for the adolescents, but also for other children who are growing up in Western world. Go and talk about it, and let it be sorted out. Let the children who are trying to say words which are racist to your children, go and sort it out. And don't wait and say, yeah, it's okay, because I have experienced that many parents, they say, it's okay, don't worry, they tell the child, but the child is really, really suffering inside. It can really damage them, and it damages a lot of children, and especially at this age, adolescents. It's very, very crucial at that age. So that one is also a strategy that you can support them and help them, and if need be, you can also text the person really discriminating the child to court. So you really have to sort it out. First, you have to sort it out, talk to the involved people, the involved teacher or the involved children, or you report to the teacher, and you both find out how do we go about it, so that other children don't insult these children. So, for example, there's the word nigger, which is very often that they use, or monkey, or chocolate, and most children, they don't like this. They don't want to be called chocolate, they don't want to be called nigger, they want to be called with their names. So if this happens, then there are some small or some hidden racism, let me say hidden, which you really have to watch out, and you sort it out, because it is damaging a lot of children, that in the end they are not able to communicate with anybody, that they really keep to themselves. And in adolescence, in puberty, they explode. And when they explode, then we only see the explosion, but the anger which has been piling and piling and piling inside, we don't see it. And then they start taking action, and they want the parents to do this, the parents to do this. So try to watch out and see how your children are growing up in diaspora. Another thing which I have to really warn the parents is the gadgets. We are living in a media time where there are so much. There's telephone, there is a PlayStation, there is a Game Boy, there is mobile phone, there is laptop, there is tablet, and in some parents' houses they buy all these things for their children, and these things are very damaging, especially when parents don't have a lot of time. I'm talking about the African parents, because it's all about parents in diaspora, that some of them buy all these gadgets to get their peace, so that when they come home tired, the children are busy with all these things. But what they don't know that these gadgets are very damaging, and the children will spend more time on them than spending the time for their school. And also, if you ask many children, they are not happy to spend time with the gadgets. They will tell you, my mama is tired or my father is tired. He works too much or he worked at night. So he hasn't got time for me. And so this is not good because they spend time on these things to compensate with the time they could spend with their parents. And I'm sure most of the parents are not aware how damaging these gadgets are, because it can make them addictive that they don't even want to sit with you anymore, so that they're just busy with all these gadgets. Another important aspect is also the parents to be talking to the children at this stage, the so-called adolescents, politely. The harshness doesn't help. And it's very important to communicate with them as the growing adults. They are not adults and they are not children. So the communication and the tone should be different, because they're very sensitive at this age. And you should also make good food for them, because at this stage they really need good food, because the brain is still developing, and this is very, very important. The level of energy they have also is very important, and that's why it's really good to give them a balanced diet, and so that they can develop well. Secondly, try to give them also vegetables and fruits, because majority of them don't want to eat vegetables and fruits, and from vegetables and fruits they will get the energy. Yeah, you should try and give them vegetables and fruits to level their vitamins, and also clear the fogged brain, because at this stage they eat a lot of junk food, and at home there should be good food or balanced diet, because you're not going to stop them completely from eating the junk food, which is full of fat, full of salts, and drinking these sugary drinks. And at this stage you should watch out with food, because everything you buy in the Western world, there's sugar added. Nearly everything. Too much of sugar is very damaging. Too much of fat is very damaging. You can inform yourself about the diet for the adolescents, and actually the diet for all the children, not only adolescents, but here we are stressing on adolescents. You should try and support their extra activity. That means they should participate in society or in social activities, so that they can learn how to regulate themselves. Then they can learn that they can win and they can lose without their brain occupying itself so long with losing, or when they lose. So it's very important when they're in a social group where they can learn how to regulate themselves, because there are sometimes children who, when they lose, they cry, or they will think about it permanently, not stopping. So this is also a way of supporting them to learn to regulate themselves. Lastly, I want to stress on one thing, that is the gadgets. I already talked about it, but children who spend a lot of time on social media and all these gadgets, which probably the parents mean it well, but they tend to get so isolated in their own world, which can also lead to mental health problem. Because when they just sit in front of the TV and all these gadgets, changing from one to the other, then the possibility that they isolate themselves so much that in the end they get sick because there is no communication, no friends, and they occupy themselves with a lot of pictures they see in the internet and all this social media everywhere, and then the brain doesn't rest, and that is dangerous. So try to reflect or think about what is necessary on these gadgets. Must you have all of them? Must you have tablet, mobile phone? Must you have on top laptop? Must you have a big computer, another computer in the house? Must you have tablet? All these things, they are beautiful when they are controlled, but they are very damaging when the children are on this world alone and going everywhere or searching everywhere. I've come across children who know much more than the parents. So you find that in that situation, the parents are really not able to even control what the children are doing or to see what this age group are doing. I'll be delighted if you subscribe and link other people or other channels, and like. Thank you for watching.